Hey, hope everyone's doing good, staying safe out there. Hopefully you guys are picking up some awesome stuff for your collection. I mean, these major diecast brands have been pretty on fire this year. 2023 is looking like a really strong year for all brands in the diecast game. But I think we have some introductions in order. So this is my first video on this channel, and I'm pretty new to YouTube, but I wanted to create a space where I can, show off my collection, do some reviews, just kind of as a catalog for me, but also for anybody interested, maybe looking to pick up some of these models, maybe, potentially interested in getting them, or if, people just want to see something cool. So I have been collecting diecast for about a year and a half now. I've absolutely fallen in love with it. I used to collect Pokemon cards, and I kind of got out of that just because, I was kind of looking for something different. The cards just got to the point where it was just so expensive to collect anymore. And, just like most other diecast collectors, started off collecting mainlines, and then, we learn what super treasure hunts are. We go hunting diecast and everything, and now my collection has expanded into a lot of different things. Mini GT is one of my favorites. I have over 130 Mini GT cars in my collection. Of course, we all love Hot Wheels, RLC, Supers, Mainlines, Premiums, even the NFTs that have been a recent thing. Love to acquire some of that stuff. BBR models, another recent brand that has started doing 164. We got some of that, some Tarmac Works in the background. So today we are going to be showing off this recent model put out by Mini GT, and it was a special collab with Acura, and it is the Acura NSX GT3 EVO22, and it's the Chiaki edition. So this car is actually based off of a short anime series that Acura actually put out, which I think is pretty cool. It's got that nice artwork on the back. Official Acura licensed product, of course, everything we expect from Mini GT, and it's collector number 517. So I have already opened this model and looked at it because, I couldn't help myself. And as we go forward, we will probably actually unbox models like this on the channel. But since this is so new, most of the things in my collection are opened already. But for anybody that's not familiar with Mini GT, every once in a while they will put out special edition models, a lot of event exclusives. And this particular one was from the Acura Grand Prix of Long Beach, and it was actually just recently last week. The event went on for a couple days, and these were only sold at the Acura store at the Grand Prix in Long Beach. So pretty exclusive models. I think Mini GT on their Instagram, if you follow them, under the post where they were showing this off, I think only a few hundred were made. So whether that means 300 or 200 or 500, I'm not exactly sure, but I'm probably leaning towards there's probably only about 300 of these. So if this is a model that you like, I would definitely recommend picking it up as soon as you can. I was super fortunate, and I have a buddy who lives in California who was able to go to the event and grab one for me, so super thankful for him. But yeah, this is the model. The detail on it is really nice. The livery is super cool. I haven't watched too much of the show, but I think this livery is actually based off one of the cars in the show. I'm not super sure, but super cool model, collaboration between Acura and Mini GT. And I have a feeling these models are going to be pretty pricey if you're looking to pick one up off eBay. But just looking at it real close, I love on all of Mini GT's GT3 cars, I love the big fat race tires on it. Little unfortunate that there's no sort of tampo print on the wheels, like Michelin, Goodyear, anything like that. But it's kind of understandable with this model because I'm not sure that would be accurate to what you see in the show. But as most Mini GTs are, just a flat base. I really wish on these cars, and they used to do it, I'm not sure why they quit. I really wish they would, kind of stamp on what the car is. But You know, I've heard a lot of people say that that's something they wish Mini GT would do, and I would have to agree. But of course, on all Mini GTs, you'll actually have rubber mirrors that are pretty flexible, just for anybody that's new to Mini GT. So it's nice because, you know, if you bump it against something, or, you know, maybe even drop this kind of a model, the mirrors will actually have a less chance of breaking, which I think is really nice. And these ones are super flexible because it's just the black rubber, there's no paint. Usually on the mirrors that are painted, they're a little bit more brittle. But as you can see, if you're comparing Mini GT to a brand like Hot Wheels, the details are a lot more intricate. Like if you look on the spoiler's actually plastic, and it's got a couple pretty thin support beams holding it up. But there's a nice silver dot on the inside of the tire where the lug nut would be, because I believe on these kind of GT3 race cars, there's only one lug nut in the center of the wheel that holds it on. But the wheels are pretty nice. You can see empty space through them. Just a nice glossy black. No, as per usual on Mini GT, there's no brake calipers or anything, which is to be expected. It'd be kind of nice if they did, but also most Mini GTs are usually about $15 retail. So the amount of detail that they can cram into these models is pretty impressive. Looks like on the interior we have a black roll cage inside, which is actually pretty nice. We don't get that in too many Mini GT models. You can see the dashboard right there. And then on the hood, we have this area right here where the radiator would be. Unfortunately, it's kind of just black space, if you can kind of see in there. But obviously we have that really nice livery on the front, on the hood. And then we have the yellow headlights. I think yellow on these type of race cars typically resembles the higher class of GT cars. I think usually, like on the GT350 cars, the headlights are white, and then on the GT500 cars, I think they're usually yellow. And then you've got, you know, the nice grille right there. Really nice mesh detail. There's obviously no space in between the holes because, as you can see, this is my thumb. It's almost the entire size of the front of the vehicle, so the amount of mesh detail they can get on there is pretty nice. You got the little Acura symbol right there at the front of the hood, looking nice. And same thing on the other side. We've got the trim going up that way, and there's actually on this trim, I think that's a vent. I think that's a vent that actually feeds air into the back engine bay right here. Unfortunately, there's no open space in there, but the print on that is pretty nice. And then on the back, of course, the taillights are going to be plastic inserted. That's pretty standard with all Mini GTs. The rear diffuser on the back is really nice. Those fins go pretty deep in there. So that's a nice touch too. And the base is all metal as well. So this rear diffuser is metal, which is pretty nice because the casting on these fins is pretty thin. So it's nice that they're able to cast it that thin. Then you've got your two exhaust tips right there, just in black. They're pretty small, but it would have been nice to see some silver on there. And then right in the center of this black grille, there's a little rectangle piece with a little long line above it. And I know on some other Acura models I have, those are actually red because I think that's sort of like an accent taillight or like a third taillight. So it would have been cool to see them do that, but once again, just the livery and all the other detail in this model, it's hard to nitpick it too much. There's nothing on the bottom of the spoiler. Sometimes on some of the models there will be some text or some logos on there, but this one's just pretty standard. And once again, the grill marks, the meshing on the back is pretty dang intricate. So overall, I'm really impressed with this model. I think Mini GT did a really good job with it, and with how limited it is, I'm pretty excited to have it in my collection. And hopefully, if any of you guys want to pick one up, hopefully you can find one for a good deal and you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars for it. But I guess that about wraps things up. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this model. Let me know if any of you guys were able to get this model. And until the next one, hope you guys have a great day.